Hello, hello, I'm Kads, and welcome to today's video. So once again, the portal is alight with the purple hue, which means it is once again time for 2x voids. Now, as you can see here, we are in the last hour of the event. I had a bit of a long day. I'm relatively new to rock climbing, so I like to boulder now, a couple of months in. And yeah, comment down below if you guys rock climb as well, let me know. But yeah, I was really tired after doing that for 4 hours today, and I took a longer than intended nap. But we're awake now, and we are ready to get this in just before the champion chase ends. So speaking of said champion chase, let's go ahead and check that out in the tournament. There is some additional offerings for all the whales and the krakens out there, but if you top your group, then you could get one of the 3 eternal soul stones, and if you're the top of the group, then you could get a cool arbiter skin, as well as the globals offering a different skin for those top 5s. But of course, we're nowhere near anything like that, so we're not going to worry about that. So as usual, my target is, as the tome chaser that I am, we're going to go for the 3,000 points here. So that usually takes somewhere between 20 and 30 voids, maybe up to 40 if we get a couple of all rares or all blues. But hopefully that doesn't happen. So we'll see. We'll pull until we get just around 3,000 points. As for the current shard count, you can see here that we have 423 ancients, 228 voids, which we'll be pulling some of today, and we're still at 63 sacreds. In addition, let's also look at my mercy tracker here in the spreadsheet, where, as you may know, some of you may know if you've been watching recently, we did recently pull a Riho Bone Spear, so we are kind of fresh out of luck as far as getting a legendary. So we're very, very far from Mercy, so I don't expect to get much, but hopefully we can get a handful of epics on the account. So as far as those epics, we are still in the market for a Godseeker Ainari, please. Oh, Jesus. Maybe today will be the day, but I also wouldn't mind getting a Skrank as well. So without further ado, let's get into the pulls. We've got some space, we've got a ton of cash, and hopefully we've got some of that sweet, sweet luck. Let's go. First 10 pop. Here we go. Let's see, starting off with a bunch of rares. That is not what you want to see. Okay, 1 epic, Maneater, and a Seer. Wow. Well, there are definitely a lot of people that would be very excited about that. Padma is also nice. Maneater, obviously very well known for the unkillable compositions in Demon Lord Clan Boss. Seer, one of the strongest, probably most broken epics in the game as far as dealing damage to waves. And Padma, somewhat underrated, but she does have a nice A1 that can decrease attack, as well as, well, that's kind of the crux of her kit, to be honest. But all you have to do is crit, and you will apply AoE decrease attack on the A1, so very, very useful. So we're off to a hot start here, already at 1,500 points, halfway through, so we could maybe get this done in another set of 10, Pause Champ. But yeah, that was a good set of epics, for sure. We're back into the blues here, looks like. And I'm not really looking for anything as far as rares go. I have basically all the void rares we can get, and a legendary that is Angar. Angar does make me very Angary. Excuse the pun. Relatively underwhelming void legendary. I mean, I'm happy to get another one. This is kind of ridiculous. I've been on a tear lately as far as voids are concerned. So this is shocking. But yeah, place an extra hit if they're under a provoke, attacks one enemy 2 times, and then the AoE provoke with reflect damage and the counterattack, 3-turn cooldown. He's one of those champions that's really, really annoying in like Doom Tower waves and faction wars and types of things when he's the enemy. But when you use him, he's just severely underwhelming. More chances to provoke here on the passive if he's attacked while under a provoke. So it's not enough. He needs to do a bit more. But he is HP based, so relatively tanky, and he does also take reduced damage the more time he's hit. So I wish I could say I was happy about that. I mean, the quantity of void legendaries recently is pretty nice and impressive, but the quality is definitely a mixed bag. Obviously, I'm definitely happy with the Riho Bone Spear, but Angar is definitely not it. Cold Heart is also nice, one of the most powerful, probably the best rare, or the strongest rare in the game. And we're at 2,600 points, and so basically, hopefully, this should be the last 10 pop, and we should be able to get 400 points, unless we get... Or no, actually, even if we get all blues, I think that's worth 500 points. So guaranteed legendary tome after this set of looking like all blues. You know what? That is fair. We deserve that. We got another void legendary after like 20 something shards. So there we go. That's the end of the shard pulls. So that leaves us with 198 voids, which is still a fairly decent stack. So we are more than prepared for a potential guaranteed champion if it comes in the future. Honestly, they've just offered kind of like middle of the road ones, and especially at the cost of 110, it's been pretty steep, even too steep for me, despite how many I have, to really go in for it. But maybe if they start putting someone who's just kind of like that A-, A+ tier, maybe I'll bite the bullet and go for it. But let's just confirm that my math is correct here in the Champion Chase tournament, and we should be all the way up to, yep, 3,000 points. So the tome is acquired. Under the circumstances of being fairly lucky with voids recently, it is hard to kind of admit that I'm somewhat disappointed, but nonetheless, the quality is not kind of there in this case. So Angar, as you can see, is definitely going to be sitting in the vault. Never going to use him. Maybe in the future, if they do decide to buff him, he's definitely, well, he should be high on their list because he's a severely power crept and underwhelming champion in today's age. The other unfortunate part is that even though we got a decent amount of epics there, we did not get the elusive Godseeker Iniri, so I still can't move further in some of the teams I want to build. But let me know in the comment section down below if you guys would like me to go for maybe like a 5,500 on the next 2x voids, the 5,500 for both legendary tomes, just so we can try and get more epics and commit a little bit harder, tiny bit harder for the Godseeker Iniri. So let me know in the comment section down below. And with that, that's going to do it for today's video. It's pretty short and sweet. Once again, if you guys missed it on our last shard pull video, we are refraining from pulling any of the soul stones as used to be the tradition because they have formally added Soulstone Chase and Soulstone Rush tournaments, events, whatever, to the game. So we're going to wait and see what those offer in terms of rewards and see if they're worth pursuing in the future. As always, if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to hit that like button down below and also subscribe to the channel for more content just like this one. Thanks for watching and have a good one.